Okay, so welcome to today's knowledge development session. My name is ADEGOKE and I'm from the PMO and Great Team. And today we're going to be looking at mastering cross-functional collaboration, aligning diverse teams for project success. So it's one thing that we all know in this organization that projects don't succeed in isolation. They succeed when various teams come together and we all pull each other in the same direction. So various teams from marketing to infrastructure, mobile app to back end, front end, full deck. So when we all pull in the same direction, that's when we're fostering cross-team collaboration for project success. So today we're going to reflect on what makes that possible and how and what often gets in the way when it comes to cross-team collaboration. So when we look at some projects, when we look at why some projects struggle, it's really about the technical skill or the idea of the project itself, or the project itself. It's mostly about alignment, or in this case, the lack of it. So cross-functional collaboration closes that gap. So it accelerates success by reducing friction. It improves problem solving by combining ideas from different people, by combining different perspectives, and it prevents duplication or rework when everyone is sure of what they are working on. So this leads to accelerated project success. And holistic problem solving, when we get different perspectives, like I said, this adds a new dimension to the project and it can move us from having to work hard to having to work smart. Because in some instances, the way you would have an idea of how to solve a problem, someone from another team can have an idea that instead of you having to work hard, they can reduce the workload by half, and that way you are working smarter. So this is one of just a summary of why collaboration matters. Defining the collaborative approach. So when we say collaboration, to be very clear, it's not just about meetings, it's not about emails, it's not about sharing channels. It's about sharing similar goals and having a mutual understanding of what it is that we want to achieve. So in each department, it's about bringing their best lens to the project, bringing their best ideas, bringing their best innovations into the project. So we can have technical teams who are focused on feasibility and performance. Then we can have the business teams who care about value and user outcomes, infrastructures, which are protecting the project stability, and marketing to drive reach and engagement. So when we have all these shared goals that everyone is focusing on, coming to a singular focus, this is what we can define the collaborative approach as. So when all this align behind a single focus, we move from having competing priorities to coordinated success. So the open channel communication is there for transparency and is there for effective communication between all teams and between all channels so that everyone can be on the right track in sorry, my system is glitching here, so I can't change. Sorry, please hold on, my system just hung. Then we look at mutual respect and understanding. So that is recognizing the value, the perspectives, and the expertise that each team is bringing to the table. So you have to respect someone from the other team. So when we look at collaborative approach, since we are not working inside it, you have to respect and empathize with what the other team and recognize the value that the other team is bringing to the table. So alignment doesn't happen by accident. It happens when it's clear, when communication is open, and when trust is strong. So with these three approaches, you can have a start or a definition of what you should look at when it comes to collaborative approach and cross-functional collaboration between teams. Navigating the pitfalls, some common challenges that we face in cross-functional work. So we know that collaboration isn't automatic, it takes some work, especially when you are working across departments and across teams. In your own department, in your own team, you have already formed an understanding of how things work, is an understanding with the various teammates you are working with. So you need to carry that understanding into working with another team or teams in this case. So some common pitfalls that teams do face is the silo mentality. So teams are doing great works on their own, but they're disconnected from others. So we need to know that while you are working on achieving your own goal, do not create a barrier between you and other teams. Effectively communicate. So this can be done with team leads, team lead of another team and team of another team. So they're the ones who get the information from their team members, and they now come together to now maybe during team leads meeting to have a discussion that how is our project going? Are we aligning towards the goal we're trying to achieve? Is there any barrier? Is there any challenge? Is there any obstacle? So the silos mentality is some common pitfalls. So what we need to notes in that is we should not be disconnected from others while the team is also doing their own work. We should make sure that we're aligning with the other team. Miscommunication. Sorry. Miscommunication. Different, that's when we see different terminologies, assumptions, feedback loops, terminologies of, let's say, the technical team. You're giving reports for what the project team would need or what the HR team or someone else will need. So you need to be aware of the technical words or the technical language you are using. If you are speaking to someone that is not very familiar with the team you are coming from, you have to be able to clarify and simplify your reports as much as possible so that there can be understanding between you. So for example, maybe someone from the infrastructure team giving its feedback to someone from a project management team. There are some terminologies you would use that the project manager might not be familiar with it. So you need to break down your report in a simplified manner of this is what I'm doing. Yes, there are some technical words in this, but this is what I'm trying to achieve based on everything I'm doing. And what I'm trying to achieve, this is where I have gotten to. Am I facing any challenge? Yes, this is the challenge I'm facing. This is how I'm trying to overcome that challenge. So that way, the team manager, the project manager rather, won't just think, oh, this person has just been on the same spot for the past 1 week. They can be able to properly follow you because of your effective communication. Then assumptions. It is very clear to it is very important rather for you to clarify and if best possible, not even make any assumption when you are communicating with various teams because this can lead to um, improper feedback being received from the team. Then we have misaligned priorities. Each team is just chasing what is urgent to them and not what is important for the project. We all need to come together to align on this is the first goal we want to achieve, this is the second goal we want to achieve, this is the third goal we want to achieve. while one goal to you might be important, for the current sprint or the current step you are in, that might not be important. So every team needs to come together to align their priorities of this is what we need to check off first, this is what we need to check off second, and continuing that way. Then process bottleneck. When progress pauses because one group can't move because of another, this is what the process bottleneck is. So this is some of the other things that when you're working cross-functionally that you can face. So recognizing this pattern early helps us plan as project managers because help us plan as project managers as collaboration is like us planning a delivery intentionally and not reactively. So we try to be proactive and not reactive. So we're looking at the whole project and saying, okay, this is a possible risk that we can see, and we want to be able to avoid that risk. We don't want to wait until an issue comes up before we start handling that. Then this is where, from every of the challenge I just said, this is where the project manager comes in. They come in as the connector, the mediator, the clarifier, the translator. So think of a project manager as a conductor in an orchestra. We're not the ones playing the instruments, but we're making sure that everyone is in symphony. The entire ensemble works in harmony. The saxophonists are not playing when they're not meant to play. The drummers are not drumming when they're not meant to drum. We are the ones that are connecting each member of the orchestra to ensure that at the end of the day, we have harmony and the sound that we can hear is a beautiful sound. So as a connector, we bridge communication gaps, we translate the technical needs into so we're translating technical needs into functional requirements for all stakeholders. We want to be able to translate technical constraints into business implications. We want to be the mediator. We want to manage conflicts before they turn into something serious and before they slow down the momentum of the project. And we want to also act as a clarifier, making sure that there's a proper understanding of the scope, the vision, and the goals across all groups. Building solid ground. So these are just some of the things I wanted to bring, that when there's effective communication, these are some of the foundations that we can build it on. And we have shared ownership. Both success and failure belongs to the team, and it's something that is collective. Although accountability is important, but we should try and have the same mindset whenever thing goes wrong. Whenever anything goes wrong, we shouldn't just look to blame someone. We should look to achieve more and succeed and find the solution whenever something is going on. And when things like this happen, they can help build a solid foundation for effective collaboration. Then we have trust. Trust can be built by delivering reliability and communicating honestly, not perfectly. When you are giving your project manager a report on what you've done, it's not every time we're going to expect everything to move smoothly. So when something is going on that is wrong, be confident and be honest and just tell us this is what's happening. So when you do that, we can have maybe a meeting, or the team members can come together to find, okay, let's try and help this person and what's going wrong. Let's try and help this person to see if we can maybe come up with different ideas of what we can do for them to effectively pass that obstacle they are in. Then transparency, openly sharing your progress, your challenges, your constraints. So transparency and trust kind of go together, because when you're transparent about things like this, your team members will be able to trust you. Clarity, everyone knows why the project exists. Everyone knows what success is like. Each role is defined, and from day one, we already know what we're trying to achieve. So whenever you are giving us responsibilities, you're giving us roles, you're giving us tasks, it needs to be very, very clear, so that when you give somebody a task to do, they don't just go And based on the wrong understanding of what they have, they go and do the wrong thing. When they come back, that's going to affect the progress of the project again. Then enabling tools and framework. So some of the structured methods that can help when it comes to multi-team projects, we have the RACI metric, that's the RACI, where R stands for responsibility, A for accountability, C for consulted, and D for informed. Responsibility, each person knows what they are responsible for. Each person is accountable for that. Each person is consulted and is informed. So this helps to eliminate confusion and duplication of work. You don't want a case where someone is confused about what they're meant to do and they keep on doing the wrong thing, or you don't want a case where two people are handling the same work. It can lead to problems in the teams or fight of, oh, you're trying to take my work, this is what I'm meant to do. So this matrix can be used for effective multi-team projects. Then we have structured sync meetings. So this can even be stand-up meetings, just daily check-ins to just check on how the group is doing. Is everyone doing well? Unified project manager platforms. You can have one project manager tool that you're using to follow up on all tasks, all deadlines, all documentations. You can use Jira, Asana, Trello. You can even use Google Excel sheets, or people are still using that up to now. Just make sure that you have a tool that every member is conversant with, that they can use, and something that they can also understand, and they can easily track projects process through that tool. Then shared language. There you go. Shared language. Let there be a common vocabulary among all teams. So everyone should be able to align what the team interprets, for example, as done, for what the team interprets as a work in progress, or what the team interprets as not done. So let's say someone, thank you, ma'am. So let's say someone has been working on a project, and to them, they've already finished on their own project and they count that project off as done. But to you as the project manager, that project is not done unless they've aligned with other team members that are also stakeholders of that project. And after everyone has been aligned, everyone has done what they're meant to do, that project has been marked as done. So things like this, there should be a shared language, a common vocabulary of what your blocker means, of what's done, work in progress, what everything basically just means across all teams. So I just did a roadmap just to give an example of collaboration in action. So from the concepts to development, beta testing, and final launch. So we have the product team that's, let's say we're about to launch we're about to launch a new app feature, we're about to launch a new app. So we have the product team that define the vision of what we want to launch, the engineering team or the development team that handles the coding, the structure, the infrastructure, the marketing team that handles um, sending out visuals, marketing of this team. Then we have the policy and assurance sales to help validate with leaders. We have the final launch. So all of this needs to be collaborated for effective launching of the apps. And if all these teams in this roadmap are not aligned, let's say the beta test is done early, or the marketing team doesn't properly push out what the product team are actually going to deliver at the end of the day. Let's say the timelines are scattered, there's going to be chaos. It's not even thinking about local collaboration, think about internal collaboration. You are working with different time zones. It's going to lead to chaos and chaos. So in cases like this, timelines need to be decided together. As a project manager, you don't just sit down, form a timeline sheet and say, how everything is going to start, how everything is going to end. You need to align with everyone in the different teams to find out when they can achieve a task, when it's realistically possible they can achieve a task. So timeline should be set together. Messages should reflect what's actually being delivered. So in this way, bottlenecks can be caught early and removed early also. So some key takeaways for project leaders is that collaboration is the real engine of project success, especially in diverse IT teams. Alignment goes deeper than communication. It's about trust, about shared vision, it's about accountability, it's about transparency. So as project managers, our role isn't just to tell people what to do, but it's to help people know what to do and know how to do it together. So when collaboration is done intentionally and in the right way, different departments don't just work side by side, but they work together and they build something bigger than just one thing to do. So it's what say one head, I mean, squares are better than one rather. So during this, project managers can actually help. So does anybody have any question? Any question after everything we've heard so far? Or we can just hear from you for contributions. What does collaboration look like to you? Are there any challenges you faced and how did you work with the challenge? So if that be a question, maybe just a contribution or anything from personal experience.
Yeah, personal experience.
Okay, Michael. Yes, you can go, Michael. Let me hear about your personal experience.
Improving of communication between the top person that communicates the idea that they want regarding the project and everything feels down. There's a loss in translation. So when it's the person that asks, like instructions
So,
are
Michael, you're
very
breaking.
like the instructions are completely diluted.
You're breaking in the
So
beginning.
can you
Sorry,
hear
can
me
you
now?
repeat what you said? Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I feel like before communication between the project creator and the project executor. So there's
Okay.
a loss in translation from the top to the bottom. The person carrying out the execution of the projects will not do it to the T or cross their I's and sorry, dot their I's and cross their T's to the exact way. So I know there's always supposed to be a funnel, a streamed and organized communication from top to the bottom. So most people that are technical people that are carrying out the projects might not do it the way the project or the idea manager or the idea bringer wants, because while she communicated the idea as they were passing it down, the loss of communication must have caused the person carrying out or executing the project to do things differently from what the idea creator did. So that's just one of the problems that I've experienced.
Okay. Was there a way you were able to solve it?
Yeah, it's still the same communication, feedback communication. So just let them know that okay, I'm a bit confused about exactly what you want to do. So the whole streamlined communication was more improved that way.
Yes, that's better. Yes, I actually agree with what you said. So there's some from personal experience also. I really tell people that whenever you're in a team and whenever you are confused about something, don't be scared of looking stupid. Ask the questions that you want to ask to get clarification on what your project is meant or what your task rather is meant to be. Personally, I would rather want to get clarification on my project than do on my task rather than do start up with a task and end up doing the wrong thing. So which area would you want to look stupid in when you are asking questions that, oh, I don't understand what I'm meant to do, but you get your clarification there, then you not asking for clarification and just going on with the task and you come back and there's that miscommunication, like you said, of, oh no, this is not what I asked you to do. So I'll just say from personal experience, if you don't understand the task that you've been given, don't be afraid. Nobody knows everything. We're all yet to learn. So don't be afraid of, oh, I don't want to be the one asking questions. I don't want to look like it's entering one ear and coming out of the other ear. Ask questions until you are clear on what you want to do. And even though your heart will be beating once you're asking the question, once you go out of that meeting, you're going with the clarification of what it is you're meant to do, and you don't have confusion when it comes to that. So I'll commend you for doing that, Michael. It's always good to ask questions until you're clear. So don't be scared. And I can see Oludamola in the comments said collaboration is a team intentional effort in achieving a particular goal. All members of the team should be intentional at achieving the goal. So which is true. Because if you have a team member that it seems like they're just giving 10% in achieving that goal and you're giving 90%, that can discourage you. So as a project manager, always try to, or even as a team member, not even a project manager, try to just ensure that you are giving the best that you can give so that you don't discourage your other team members. So thank you, Michael, and thank you everyone for attending today's KD session. And Olabisi, thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Mary, for that section. That was insightful, and we appreciate you. Thank you, everyone, for joining this section as well. We appreciate you. So, if there is no further question, we will have to bring this section to a close. See you all tomorrow for another educative and insightful section of KD. Ensure to do your microservices, attend to all your taxes, be productive. Have a good day. Bye.